he's back, and we'll see some really interesting executes coming out. This map especially, if they go towards the A-bomb site, they have these nuts wall of smokes approaches that no one really does on the A side anymore. They'll do them, it blocks off towards stable, they have to build themselves a pathway towards the A site, and they can fake off that as well. They've also got a tunnel they can create towards connector. There's some really cool stuff, and I'm sure they're saving some tricks for these kind of games as well.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that is one thing Godby brings us. We saw smokes on this map, by the way, obviously in Cologne, in a map that Virtus Pro didn't actually win, that were quite creative. I wouldn't be surprised if Godby was either able to replicate those or have his own variation of similar smokes, you know, NIPA smokes or Virtus Pro B smokes, something along those lines as well.
Yeah, I'm sure that tactic will be coming out for some more teams. Why wouldn't he? And it's a shame that Virtus Pro had to deploy it and couldn't win the game, but yeah, players like Godby were watching that and thinking, I can use that within my system. Go big or go home. I like that a lot. We've been trying to crowbar that into our broadcast recently. I haven't.
There's so many puns with this team name. Like, it's a brilliant name in that way because it's a word you just use so much.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. It's also like frustrating as because it's a word we use generally, right? And it's like, okay, no pun intended. I think I've said about 5 times a day when they're involved in stuff. But still, it's a great story. Formed in January, Big have been working together like grassroots organizations and managed to get themselves, the main objective, get to the major first. They went through the full system, open qualifiers, minors, major qualifier. They got to the main event. People thought that was great. They got the stickers. They're going to be able to fund themselves now going forward. But then, here we are. They've made it to a playoffs and they've taken names down like FaZe and the process as well. Like, that's insane. 3-0 at this sort of event.
For a team to come all the way from the minors as well, that's unprecedented. It's so impressive. We've seen qualifying teams before obviously take over legendary spots, but from the minor system, Big has really gone the distance. And they said they were building this team just to get into this major. They knew that they were a little bit early. You know, their inception was too near to the E-League major to really have a chance in that. And in fact, I think they may have even formed after that minor system. So this was it. This was all in for this major, and I'd say overachieved, perhaps. We'll find out. I mean, if they can continue this form, it's certainly...
It's so difficult to gauge, right? Everyone says that the Swiss system does benefit underdogs. You get to play maps you're very comfortable on, and you're not really testing anything else. But now, best of 3, unfortunately for Immortals, though, I think they made a bit of a blunder with this Vita. These are 2 maps that Big love to play. Obviously, they're concentrating on stuff they play as well, but it doesn't look like you're going to make Big at least be tested at this point. They don't know exactly what they're doing going into this one. I do feel like Big are the favourites, I have to say. A wireless mouse problem. One of the rare wireless mouse issues.
Yes, I think the last time we had a wireless mouse issue was actually ECS Season 1 finals in London, and if I'm not mistaken, it was Automatic or Sick that was using it. I can't remember.
Automatic does use one, but I'm not sure if you have the issue. I think I was at that one. But
no, we were
oh yeah, the London one.
The first one. Yes, way back. I know. Sorry, I went very thorn on you there with my memories.
Fine. You have to be careful with me. My memory is not what it used to be.
That's true. You're getting old quickly, but yeah. I mean, Cobblestone as well. Talk us through, I mean, certain aspects of the map. I mentioned Henny because I feel like the AWP has to be assertive to shut down Big and try and take down a player early on. Like you say, he may not be on form, but the CTs are going to have to be, specifically Immortals, very aggressive.
Yeah, it's more the T side I'm interested with Immortals. Like I said, I always use this buzzword like flamboyant with Immortals. They seem to just go very fast, stick together, wolfpack formations, go for fast map control, especially towards long A, and trying to get those frags. If they get early kills, they're fully committed. They're not falling back, they're not faking, they're just getting in there and locking things down with simple smokes, and that's something they're very good at. As the coach mentioned, Zach, of course, he was saying the team, they've been working on the emotional side of it. And have a chance to go one step further than them.
Yeah, I was going to say, go one step further than SK, who many people would have predicted to win this event, met Astralis in the quarter, which just happened. And bye-bye SK. Astralis have a good chance to go back-to-back now, perhaps, but, I mean, again, Immortals are going to take that as a feather in their cap and say, listen, we can be the best in Brazil, we've got to do it. We heard them say on stage, we heard Zach say it, you know, we've got to do this for our country now, we've got to get some pride in there
It's always nice to see that they do play with their hearts, and representing Brazil has always been a big deal for them, right? It's a massive Counter-Strike nation, historically, always had lots of pedigrees and huge names coming out of that region, and it's an honor, I think, for these guys to be here representing at the major and doing it for Brazil.
Beautiful 360 stage.
It is nice, isn't it? It's great to be out here finally. Been watching all day, waiting for our opportunity to get out here. It's going to be a lot of fun, I think, but hopefully we can blow the roof off the tower in the venue as well. What do you think about this place? It's really nice, right? You see the LED on the outside of the building?
Beautiful. Yeah, it's actually really, really cool. I think that's I think probably probably about now. It's going to look its best as the sun's going down. Yeah, so this would be a cool spectacle from that perspective for sure. I am impressed. I'm glad to be back as well in the arena. It's been a while since we've been able to be out here with the fans, be able to interact at most events. Yeah, it's really good.
It's reminding me of the likes of like Columbus, perhaps, a couple of months ago, being out there in the thick of it, getting caught up in the excitement as well, and just kind of playing off the energy of the crowd. It's going to be a lot of fun here, especially when Virtus Pro come on the stage tomorrow. That's going to be nuts. That's going to be absolutely bananas. I can't wait for that.
I'm super thrilled they made it into this event. We didn't have that, I guess, honor, the privilege in Katowice this year, obviously.
Didn't make it through. That was a little bit shocking for them. It's been a bumpy ride, but it's always been said, Matty, they deliver at majors. They're obviously in the grand final of the last one, looking to replicate that form here as well. Still within a shadow doing so. It's looking pretty decent for them in terms of the bounce back. If you looked at Cologne, 0-3 there in a similar format, obviously the same. It was a Swiss system. They went 0-3 and it's completely dropped out, but they did show signs of promise, like we described. There was obviously work being done on the strategy side of the game, and we're seeing them have close matches, but couldn't quite get over the finish line. Now in the quarterfinals again, looking to get to that grand final once more.
And the rematch as well from the last major.
That could be so good.
It's definitely a possibility. They have had it once already in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, I mean, like you say, Virtus Pro, they've been trying to get back to majors or finals in general. Las Vegas obviously went well. That was another epic event. That was back when it looked like we were going to have a strong, solid 4 to 5 horse race, and then it's been inconsistency that's plagued most teams.
Sure.
Maybe Astralis have something in it now, because I wasn't sure what to expect from them, obviously, coming in.
Well, I'm getting information that the wireless mouse has been connected, it's been charged, it's ready to go. So,
I hope we can get its batteries.
Yeah, can you imagine just beginning to charge a wireless mouse? Interesting. I'd always be so scared of delay players to even think. I just in my head be thinking it's got to be delayed. It can't be 100% accurate. But from what I've heard, they're very, very good now.
Well, he is testing it right now, so.
There it is.
The new ones are way better. I remember my brother had a wireless mouse, our first wireless mouse, and I hated it. I couldn't touch it. I didn't want anything to do with it. Throw it in the bin.
I guess when I was playing, it was for like 2008, and I don't think the technology was really there at that point to even trust that. I think there's a few on the market that are designed for gaming, but it's cool they're being used, and looks like the gear will be the player testing it out, as you said, and will be underway momentarily. I can see the votes coming in, so they are getting ready to play at this point. This is the best of 3. We start on Cobblestone and move on to Inferno, where that'll be their 4th showing at this tournament on that map, and they'll have a chance to show us how good they can be on that T side once again. In terms of the Cobble start, though, it's going to be Immortals on the CT side and Big kicking things off on the Terrorist. And I'm interested to see what they bring to the table. Of course, one player that really stands out for me on the Immortals side, it has to be Bolts. Like, he's looked fantastic and ever since his journey. That's why I love the minors and the major qualifiers. You actually see how teams develop as those tournaments go on. So we see them at a minor, and then they come back like 2 weeks later and play the major qualifying, see what they've worked on, and seeing what weaknesses they had at that previous event, and they look better and better. Same story goes for Immortals. Now that the major, probably looking their best. We've seen them in quite a long time, and you have to remember, KNG only joined a few months ago. Like, this is still quite a fresh change for them, losing FNX, their best player.
Well, exactly that, coming back. FNX is the only player in the history of the CSGO majors to have 100% win rate at majors, obviously. He left SK just before E-League. They played with Fox, as a matter of fact. For those of you who don't remember, has semi-final berth with him on board. But then, KNG replacing FNX in this lineup, I didn't know what to expect. And again, I mentioned it with Big, unprecedented to go through the minor system. They did the same thing on their side. So very, very cool, and fast development to bring KNG into it. Like you said, he's known for AWPing in the past, and now he's sort of second fiddle to Henny, and he's still fitting in and making it work. Bolts definitely has a system he's been running, and he's another player that came out from the leadership of Fallen when they made the 2-man replacement, including FNX in that transfer, interestingly enough. So it was FNX and Taco replaced Steel and Bolts at the time.
Bolts in game leading as well, and high fragging. There's no issues there. He is not a player that's been stifled whatsoever by having the captaincy role. He's very, very good. Potentially their best player, I would say, generally in the last few months. He's looked fantastic. Obviously, he used to play in the Luminosity/SK lineup as well, and now moved down to, I guess, arguably a lesser team. They're still in the tournament, of course, but they're doing great stuff with Immortals, and hopefully we can see them maybe get a little further here. We'll see what happens. I'm very interested. I'm a big fan of both of these teams, I have to say. Big, just for me, like the coolest school of Counter-Strike I come from, is about these tactics. It's about this map control, slow-paced gameplay, and having a strategic approach to every situation. Immortals, the exact opposite. It's more CSGO style, right? That's like this kind of fanatic at their very best. It's a similar approach in terms of sticking as a unit, hitting fast, hitting shots, and we'll see whether they can step up here today. I do feel like, though, Big, I've got my money on them if I had to. If you had to ask me, that's where I'm going with it. I can see no headsets are on mount. Maybe we do have
Leguia's still running around the spawn, swinging his mouse back and forth as quickly as possible, so I don't know if he's trying to feel out 100% that there is no delay.
Great advert for the mouse, of course.
Of course, of course. We didn't mention brands. We're safe.
Yeah. But looks like headsets are off. There's a couple of admins in there. The walkie-talkies are out trying to work out what the problem is. Might be a PC change or something, we're not sure. But we'll have a look.
Tabson as well, by the way, is on wireless, so.
Oh, really?
They'll be able to compare.
I'm giving it a go. Well, Tabson, like we said, in terms of skill, he's up there as some of the very best. Like, you probably wouldn't want to mention his name in the same breath as like Fallen, Nico, Device, but in terms of raw skill, I'm telling you, he's going to get there eventually. Like, he's coming, and he's coming from tier 2, like hasn't played at this level for a while, and now looking better than ever, like the highest fragger on the big team. I feel like he's going to be something very special as he develops as a player himself, and as he gets more experience at these bigger events with this lineup. Like, he just seems to be top fragger. Like, I used to say to him, if it's one of those games that Tabson turns up, they've got a real chance of winning. He turns up every game, man. He doesn't ever drop off. Every single game he's there, and just when they need him as well. Like when they're up against the ropes trying to close the game out, if you remember the major qualifier, he just runs an upper B platform on this map, sprays 4 people down, and just gets the job done. Like just when they need him.
It's Olaf-esque.
Yeah,
there's straps on this map. Used to be like, let's call it timeout. Okay, what can we do better? Olaf just could kill people. Just walk out B platform and get 2 or 3 kills on entry, and that was how they'd win a much needed round.
Those interviews when they actually said, no, we didn't really come up with a strategy. We just said, Olaf, can you just go kill everyone? He's like, yeah. No
All this time we thought Pronax was a genius.
Yeah, it's just like
Olaf.
Just Olaf doing his thing.
Well, the vote, I think, is about to hit 10. I think we're about to get underway, Henry.
Hopefully. I'm getting excited. I've got some butterflies in my stomach as well. Imagine what those guys are bigger feeling. First major, the lineup, same for Immortals as well. Both the challenger teams here in the quarterfinals. We're going to have a challenger in the semis. That's guaranteed. That's quite an exciting prospect, I think.
Very exciting. I mean, again, looking at their side of the bracket, North and Virtus Pro are who they would match up against. Virtus Pro can be, I think, possibly hit another level in an arena like this in front of their home crowd. This could be when the plow does start rolling, so it's a very scary thought. I know the North, they're going to want blood against Config.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's going to be great. Fantastic game coming up there. But I can confirm, Matthew, the game is about to begin. 30 seconds until we're underway. As I said, Immortals starting the CT side. Crowd, you still with us? That's good. That's good to know. This is going to be one hell of a game, I promise you that. Thank you for waiting as we get into it. Immortals CT side, big on the terrorists. We'll have a look at the buys and we'll build the hype once the round goes live. Amazing looking arena. It's going to be really cool. I love the boost. Love to see the fact we can see the players in their map. And we're out here in the thick of it as well.
So keep in mind, Immortals picked Cobblestone. They're going to start CT side, big are going to be T. That's how we'll get underway. And we are.
Right then, ladies and gentlemen. Immortals versus Big. Make some noise for the first map, Cobblestone. We'll get into it. The buys come through. Big with 3 sets of armor. And of course, there's going to be a tactical element to this. 2 smokes, 2 HE grenades, and the flashbangs as well. And they're going to be in the hands of Leguia and God B. 1 kit available for Immortals, and they've got the smoke as well on the back of Steel. I assume it'll be played towards the B side eventually. They go towards the middle of the start, trying to get that long air control, and the nades have been used. Look at KNGs, he takes him to the face. Lucky to be alive, he goes down to 22 HP.
Smart spot, this nade on pistols. We know CTs like to get aggressive for information at A long. And after putting the nades there, even though they don't confirm that the damage has been done, they know that likely they have pushed anyone that was there back, so they'll take it over. And already we're looking at execution potential from Big. Bolts aggressive at B. Tabson's one is exchange, one is duel. That gives him the option to work. He's got room to work with on the B side of the map. And if he pushes out drop, he can cut off rotations. They do still have 2 in the A side, 1 outside of the window and connector. Steel's the one that we'll watch for Tabson, but they go. Smoke's not down yet. 2 of them still to come out and play. Lucas caught in the open. Needs KNG to get more aggressive, and he will. Good shot. Lucas still alive, is able to take down 2. And the entrance won't do just yet. Smoke was deployed in front of the stables. Tabson has to win yet another, finds Henny. So still a chance in the round because he can deploy damage from everywhere, walking back in until Steel gets the kill instead. Gobby immediately into a 1 versus 3. We'll have a timeout the next round, but this one's not done just yet. Gobby does pick up the bomb. 41 seconds, but they're trying to kill it in his position. And no peek for KNG to give an easy kill. Decent enough try. Does bait one out with the jump. Goes back to the burst fire. He's looking for a little bit of luck. Flash is going to go high left. He'll peek immediately as it detonates. Gives them an opening, but double peek play. Immortals gives them the pistol.
Immortals do indeed pick up the pistol there. Nice approach from Big. You can see they have a bit of information as the CT set up there. Double HEs at long A, which actually connected. Took KNG down to 22. He fell back. That's what they're trying to do. Go establish that map control at the very beginning of the round. Getting back towards the bomb site there. He can't really hold that position on such low HP as well. They went for the A split. It was Tabson. He did such a good job towards drop down. Got the first kill in their favor as well. He wants to do the split. And the smokes, it looked a little bit clumsy, the execution there. They did deploy them towards the bomb site, but there were gaps. It seemed that they were committing before the smokes had bloomed. The flashbangs weren't really effective. And Immortals is mowing them down with the USPs there. Got B left in the 3 versus 1. Did a reasonably good job to get that first kill. I thought he seriously had a chance there as well with the flashbang remaining, but couldn't find the follow-up frags. No bomb planted. And it's that wireless mouse. The little critter. Not working out for us just yet.
Millisecond delay, perhaps. Tabson does not look pleased, and they are going to swap the PC. So full swap to bring in a new tower. Some sort of hardware delay, perhaps, in the motherboard.
So that was Tabson who's got the delay, right? So he was a player who got 2 frags, so it didn't seem like it limited him somewhat. He seemed okay.
Admins are asking them to please put the headsets back on, no talking.
That's true, we should be careful with what we mention. I guess we can't give too much away. But still, Immortals 1-0 here. We have got another 10 minutes. It's good to get them out of the way early, I say, Matt. Fix all the problems now, then we'll have an epic best of 3 coming up. Warm round in. Immortals shouldn't be able to talk at this point if you're not familiar with the Valve rule set. Technical problems, everyone has to be quiet. There's some lounge in there as well.
Yeah. Shout out to JDM.
But should I describe the buy match? Shall I leave it for now?
We'll leave it for a minute, just to be absolutely sure.
Yeah.
I do love the booths, by the way. They look fantastic. For a 360 stage, full vision everywhere. Everywhere.
Yeah, I love that.
Looks really good.
Yeah, the glass panels are a really nice addition. I think we've had this set up in other games before, but I don't think we've done it in CSGO. Maybe in Vegas was a similar one.
Similar, but no booths.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, this is super cool.
And no crowd.
All right, calm down. But he's just having a nap. Towel on the face. Check out. Compose himself, perhaps. Bit of meditation. Do you meditate, Matt?
Every now and then.
Every now and then. Okay. Everyone's having a bit of a go. So the admin's trying to work out. I don't think there's any technical issues for the lads in Immortals, so that'll be okay. There he is, of course, the Godfather, as he's been known recently.
So much goes on behind those eyes. It's a mind that does not stop when it comes to Counter-Strike.
That's true. So Legia's off the server as well. So maybe they've both got the same issue. Maybe that's the problem right now. And they're out of the booth, so we've got to be very careful, Matt, with what we say at this point. Just, I know you're a professional, just in case, you know.
Definitely not a professional. I fake it.
Fake it till you make it. Well, you're doing all right so far.
Thanks, Henry. So tower swap will mean that they'll likely just pull the SSD from one computer to the other, put it in, and then hopefully the hardware issue is gone. They've got all hands on. It's definitely the same mouse that they're using. I'm not sure exactly which model it is. I'm sure someone already has spotted that on Twitch. We're back.
Hello.
Well, confidence is certainly one thing when they play against VP. Interesting thought from Gobby. Is he predicting both of these quarterfinals?
I guess so. He's going for the big names here. He wants to take down the hometown favourites, apparently. And like he said, that means he has to be Immortals first. He thinks it's already a done deal. Maybe he knows someone we don't.
Well, they lost the opening pistol, but we will find out the rest of the match.
Here now. We are back. The mice are working. Everyone's on the server. We're going to round number 2. Then will indeed be a force buy for big here. Tech 9s, P250s. They've got some armor to work with as well. The gear opting for more utility than protection. 3 smokes available, flashbangs as well. And we'll get straight into it. It's going to be towards A for now. All 5 players at the top and middle. KNG and Lucas playing very passively on the A-bomb side. After taking a nade to the face, KNG maybe just falling back and playing with his teammates more instead of being by himself and vulnerable.
Yeah, he's not going to do that twice. Tapson will clear corner systematically with Gobby and Kiev. Tapson not playing the lurk this time. To start off the round, it's Legia. That one's over toward the B tunnels, but even then, they back off. They want to go as a unit. They want to make the pistols work together.
They've got long A control now, Matt, and they could go for an execution if they wanted. They have the smokes there. 3 of those available. We can smoke towards the connector by the APC in front of the bomb site as well if required. This will give you a safe route, but they want to explore. Now they've left the bomb over towards long A. It's going to be Kiev and Gobby waiting that position. They could go for the A split here. Next and Tapson presumably aiming towards drop down, trying to open things up. Tapson, he might only have a P250, but he is absolutely wild with his weapon. He gets so many frags with the P250, so don't let that thing is going to limit him. As we get into the 40-second mark, Tapson now joined by Legia and Nex. They're going to try and possibly flashbang into this one and then go through the connector and try and meet up with Gobby and Kiev at the A-bomb side.
Single smoke out at the door A side of connector. They'll go down immediately to the right. Anyone behind the smoke? It's in the line of fire, but they give it up. Drop actually is open quite easily. They're well inside of the site. Watch below the ledge because that's where Tapson gets back from KNG. Seal, I should say, was the one down there who did the early damage. Good shot. He reload comes in. No time. KNG's down as well. So they take the site, but they have to pick up the bomb in time. But Legia holds up for us. Simple and straightforward. Forget all execution. Bomb goes down with 4 seconds left, and there's only 1 gun left in it. It's Lucas. A little bit quick to judge. I actually thought he heard something behind him. It was above him where they were trying to boost. But 3 versus 1, everyone has picked up an SMG, 3 UMPs, and Kiev has armor to go along with his. Even though he's the one stuck toward the site. Shots out, and Lucas gets baited back in. Kiev finds the kill. And we go 1-1.
Yeah, that's unbelievably sharp from Big. Looking very good there, I have to say. Getting that slow map control, as we described in the pre-game. Pushing the CTs back, taking that vision away. And then for some reason, the big blunder there is Immortals have left drop down completely open and connector. No presence there whatsoever. They had no idea that split's coming in. Sure, KNG gets the first kill on Tapson. You think that's it, but Kiev, he's got too close to the bomb site. Finds the kills with the P250 and Legia. He's stepping up as well. 2 P250 frags. That second one especially, beautiful work. And it will be tied up 1-1. Of course, the force fight in response presumably comes in. We have another pause here, Matt. Hopefully it's tactical. We'll find out momentarily. But they tie it up. Immortals almost certainly going to buy into this one with Deagles, P250s himself, maybe a scout. If Henry's feeling a little bit saucy, you never know.
Well, this time I will say, if it is technical, it looks to be on the Immortals side. No one is behind the computers that were unplugged and replaced on the big side. Looking at the booths from my perspective. I think it's Lucas as well that may have the issue. I can never tell. I said I was going to study that the other day. I still haven't.
The nose ring, dude. That's what it's about.
I can definitely not see that from 50 meters away. I'm sorry.
Bring the binoculars next time. We can work it out.
It's a good point.
If you want to be committed to this job, Matthew, you've got to at least make that sort of commitment.
Sorry, Henry.
It's okay. Yeah, this feels like it's a technical one. So, nothing being purchased as of yet. USPs across the board for Immortals. In terms of Big, after winning that very successful second round force buy, that's quite common if you don't get the bomb down in the pistol, which you did not. They bring that out, and you have to Deagles from Kiev. He's a player that's been getting better and better, it seems, as well. Like, we've been watching him develop, not only as an AWP, he seems proficient with the pistols and the rifles as well. He's catching my attention. I wasn't that excited when I saw him first join his team. Obviously, he used to play for Attacks, and now he's looking like a really strong AWP generally. Like, he went toe-to-toe with Fallen the other day, Matt, and they won the game.
Absolutely true. He definitely had an incredible performance with Attacks, getting them into the E-League Season 2. but it's not been something I've noticed as much since he's been on the big lineup until this event. This is when he's finally gotten to the level that, okay, maybe he always had in him, but wasn't able to find, he wasn't consistent with it. We'll wait to get underway again.
Well, the buys starting to come in for the CT side at least. That suggests that they're getting ready. There is an Immortals issue. They're buying, and there is chatting going on, I have to say, but...
Oh, it's chatting to the admin from what I can see.
That's right, yeah, I couldn't see it. There we go. So they're working things out.
And the headsets are back on, so we should be ready to roll. Buys coming in for the Immortals side, having just lost the second round after winning Pistol. There won't be as much to go with, but they are going to force into it naturally, try and break the terrorists again right away. We can start talking about it.
Yeah, absolutely. And there it is. The scout just come out for Henny. Here we go. The buys do start to come in. CZs, Deagles, and a UMP.
So I found out why we had a delay.
Oh, I was hoping you were going to say. I felt bad for him. I felt bad.
I'm going to go there as well. Listen, it happens to the best of us. Not really. Lucas had a sound issue. The issue was because he doesn't know the difference between right and left in his earbuds and had to switch them.
Yeah, that is.
So apologies on Lucas's behalf, but someone sorted it out. They told him, put your hands up, and the one that makes the L, that's left.
Okay, well there you go. The default by does come in. Here it is. Scout for Henny. I think he's been dropped the scout by Lucas. He's got armor as well. He's the team sniper. KMG can certainly help with that responsibility as well. There's to be big. We know they're a tactical team. They won't want to give anything away. Very disciplined generally. You can see Tabson boosting out, taking every single angle here, trying to see whether he can find out their first pick. That's usually the first objective here. Make it a 5-on-4. Work out the stack, what kind of weaponry they've got. Use every gun idea possible. This is a quarterfinal of a major. You don't want to get taken down by CZ just because you didn't Molotov a specific position. Now, slowly but surely they'll make their way in. Flashbangs coming through as well. HE's towards the left-hand side. Once they establish drop-down control, they can go towards a platform and see whether they can get that further control of the map.
No, wait for it. We know that they'll play a slower style.
Yeah.
Smokes are at the ready. Steel's already tagged and backed off of the E-box position.
That's clever from Tabson jumping like that, suggesting he's already gone down. He's trying to bait out one of the players on the CT side.
Well, we know you can do that toward the corner at long. It's a very similar sound. McGee is going to get challenged. Oh, just barely gets the gun back as Steel emerges from the smoke.
Yeah.
Tabson already to the top. Good shot. Lucas is the one he finds. So even though they start over toward B early on, it's back to A. Good call from Godby, and Tabson starts to roll. Yeah, number 2 in the round.
It's very good, isn't it? Like we said, get that 5-on-4, show that presence towards B, didn't even commit towards drop down, was making the noise, trying to pull the rotations over Legia, waits for a person to push through the smoke, finds that kill, but Bolts is fighting back somewhat, takes down Nex, can't find the rifle or the SMG just yet. He'll be trying to hunt for further frags. I don't think he can do anything about this. Captain gets the next kill, and there it is. Almost a clean sweep. Nex did drop, but Big now take the lead. They managed to negate the force by their other mortals. Now hopefully, Matt, the headphones are ordered correctly, we've got the wireless mice plugged in, set up, and now we can really sink our teeth into this. What should be epic quarterfinal, I think, especially if the likes of Tabson and Bolt start turning up.
Yes, all the issues fixed. So they have to sit back on the CT side this time, obviously not winning on the force. They'll have to relax for one more to get guns out. It'll be a 3rd round loss bonus. So I imagine Big will play accordingly, knowing they'll be up against pistols. We'll have if they go by anything we've seen, a relatively slow start to the round, that's the information, and then work as a unit toward a site. They've already got good damage on a Lucas. In fact, he's left with just 8. You can afford to be a lot loose on these sort of rounds. You know you've already had a force fight in the previous. It has to be a full eco for the CT. So you can just group up as a 5-man unit and overwhelm them with a firepower. That's what Keith's trying to do right now at the max 10. It's fine if he goes down. What's he up to? Oh my goodness! Got it. The big man's got moves. He showed some wiggle at the end of the last round with some strafe mechanics. Gets inside of danger, and it makes it count as well. Remember, not only is he on the SMG, the kill comes on the knife. So he gets a massive reward, and he is the AWP player, so that will have benefits down the line.
Yeah, $1,500 for one of those knife kills. It's certainly worth it. It's not just showboating. It's financially viable for him to try and go for that. And does the damage initially. I think it was just 1 slash for the knife as well to finish him off. Great stuff, very exciting. 5-on-2 as will be Henny and Bolts trying to hold on to the USB. I guess looking for exit frags and more of the goal at this stage, as they will hold up towards the B side, heading in towards that drop down area. tabseN might find some trouble here, but he's looking like he's got some crisp aim going on, as he managed to find bolts there as well. Henny waiting to connect that. He might just survive this, considering they've all ran past him. And he'll have to search for a frag here, if he can. Even if he gets it, it's very unlikely he saves the weapon. But Immortals will have money going to the next round.
Headshot from afar on to tabseN. Puts him on 13. Gets the gun down, but all 5 stay up, and they will collect. As next gets another SMG kill on the MAC-10.
Yeah, every kill, especially at that stage of the game, is so huge in CSGO. $600. And there's the replay of the knife. Keith, what was he down to? 30 HP at that point as well?
It was 30 HP, but I was just trying to point out as well as money, he does go on to the AWP. He had 9350 at the start of this round after that knife.
That's great. AWP and AK comes up a net, and 3 UMPs as well to join them. So I guess you can call this a little bit of a bonus fact, so they've got SMGs, and they're going to be upgrading to that Keith AWP you just referenced as well. No kits for Immortals. Now that's actually a huge deal here, especially against an execution-based team like Big. If they get that bomb down with a wall of smokes, you're going to be really struggle to retake the bomb sites. They've obviously got no AWP themselves as well. They are struggling after those 4 spies in the early sectors of this game. 5 and 4s, and now only 2 smokes as well. A few flashbangs woke with no incendiaries. They're getting bled out very early on in this round.
Smoke dropped, makes it long. tabseN inside of the drop. Clever tactics to disguise it this time. He just goes in cleanly. They take over E-Box as well. Smokes down to the site. Wall smokes at that. Bolts and steel are on the inside of them, which means they can't see for long. The tabseN has made it through. He's in a good spot though with the M4. Tries to turn back and find Nex as well. Steel. It's Gombi as he emerges. A small gap as well. And it's Lucas to rotate in and find the last remaining player. tabseN, who was sitting in the open the whole time.
Well, they managed to hold off the execution there from Big. We did say a lot of those are going to be coming in at that point. The AWP didn't really do too much. They go for the execution, but Immortals look quite comfortable, I have to say. The lack of utility, just had to hold their breath and try and take the challenges. A few kills with the smokes as well, that's certainly welcomed. And as we get into round number 6, Immortals now managed to get the kits out and all for themselves, incendiaries. Now they can start to build their own bank balance. That was huge. If they managed to win that round Big, they set themselves up for a very successful half row on Cobblestone. But Immortals keep their heads above water for now. All for Henny, of course, likes to be aggressive on the upper platform. We'll see if that comes out at all. He's going to be Molotoved off, has to head towards the steps.
Check for Nex in the smoke. Not as aggressive from Immortals as I might have expected going into the first gun round. They have, ever since the pistol, when the 2 nades landed at long corner, stopped really trying to push in that position.
It's a difficult map generally to go for those first picks. You need to get warmed up and kind of establish your financial situation, and then you can start to give you more risk. We'll see Henny push upper platform at this point, but look at Gobby and Co. going towards long, and tabseN, their strongest fragger, who's towards the end of long A.
Decent setup though. KNG can watch low and mid. If they find him first, if Nex is able to spot him and he has to drop backwards though, he'll be exposed to the corner because Lucas is flashed off. It's Steel yet to have an angle. And Lucas wins it. So far, KNG has not had to move, which means he's perfectly positioned to take down. Nex drops in, knows they're still at long, follows that as well. Keeve hits the deck, the bomb stays down. It's Legia. Not anymore, against 4. At least he was for a moment. 3-3.
Yeah, the money being whittled down now for the Big side. That's 2 really clean rounds from Immortals, I have to say, only dropping 1 frag there. And there's going to be 3-3, definitely tie things up. And they can start now, maybe flirting with the idea, pushing a little bit more and trying to get the opening picks and allowing Henny to have some of his characteristic dynamic plays. We'll see whether that comes in. But the force buy from Big here. We have seen a few executions so far shut down in the previous, but that nice boost. It's a boost we don't see that much these days, but thrown in about once a half, it can be very beneficial. The Big one anticipating now. tabseN not really showing us an amazing aim just yet. He had an opportunity to find a killer at APC, but didn't work out for him. This could be a faster play towards B. Legia, he's looking keen to get in there. Drops the smoke, flashbang as well. Doesn't push any further.
Won't push any further, and thankfully so. That nade would have done even more damage if he was a step closer. So utility starts to be well deployed from Immortals. They're getting the advantage, it seems, early in the rounds now.
Yeah.
Or at least controlling what was originally a lot of aggression from Big. The 2 Tech 9s, they can afford to be quick, but as always, tabseN's the one that leads his way down into the dropper. Nade bounced. Steel's backed off. Very minor damage, and he's able to control the situation with a good kill. Brings Lucas back in through the window. Gombi goes down.
We have pulled the rotations over towards B, and it's going to be the A side that Big will be finishing up. 1 minute remaining as well. Keith trying to get this kill at the vent position. Doesn't happen for him. Goes down to 30 points of health. The bomb crosses towards the site. Legia with the backstab as well. That's the huge play here. If you can find a kill and connector and keep them pulled apart, maybe Big have a chance to win this one.
Lucas may spot him, however. The ball's down Steel. Sees the shoulder of Keith. He's taken out immediately. Oh, he didn't see him at all. Legia. He knows that they've already rotated over on that kill. He's got the back exposed through the door. Thankfully, he just barely gets any. That brings the attention of Lucas back, and low HP just takes a single bullet. Clean defuse, 4-3 for Immortals. They take back the lead after winning and then losing after the pistol.
Yeah, great round by Steel. 3 frags in total. Lucas chimes in with 2, so the 2-man unit manages to shut down Big once again. That was the force buy, but they're getting deep into the loss bonus now with the bomb down as well. Could still buy into this run. Looks like a more conservative approach from what I can see so far. Tech 9s, yes, indeed, and a UMP for Legia. Just trying to keep that money about the 2K mark. They'll have $2,900 going into the next one if they do indeed lose this. Even more, they get the bomb planter, which is very likely with a team like Big. But Immortals now have the lead map. It's 4-3, and the double AWP set up for Immortals coming out. We know this is powerful. Henny and KNG, both very, very good AWPers, and we'll see if they can step up here. One of them positioned towards top of middle, and got B. He's not messing around, is he? Just getting straight down long A. Knowing this could be a possibility, he's going to be committing all in.
Good shot, Tech 9. The damage was all there. KNG goes to 12, but he recovers. Recovers his Lucas to kill. HP. What if KNG gets found? Good control. Up close and a clean sweep. Immortals keep everyone alive and get their 5th round. Upgrade a few weapons. Pistols mostly.
Yeah.
Double AWP in play.
It's looking quite promising here for Immortals with 4 rounds in a row. After losing to the 2nd round force by Big, they've found their footing here on Cobblestone. Money starting to swell, and Henny with decent spawns as well. As you said, once they get comfortable, they can start taking more chances at that point. They can go towards the bottom and middle. They can try and shut down those first picks. But Keith with the AWP as well. Finally, we have some decent cash for Big. 4 AK-47s, full array of utility as well. The smokes and the Molotovs. Both teams fully equipped. We'll see who comes out on top here as Keith wants to challenge with that B side. Drops the smoke, and we're pushing through as well. It's missed thrown, so he needs to be very careful here.
Yeah, that's a very small detail that means a lot.
Yeah, now he can't get to the box and actually have a safe position.
Can of Flames deployed both sides. Bolts, good nade. That's healthy. Very healthy.
Wow.
Keith and Legia get nailed by it.
Yeah. I'll send them packing for now. Legia down to 35 HP, but once again focusing on the drop-down run. Thompson leading the way as ever, trying to find the first pick. They have been damaged up though.
Was quick to get out from drop this time, Thompson. Has God be with him. They've done this multiple times together. Last time they were shut down by Steel at the front, and Lucas jumping through. Steel this time is the one that's at the window. Players at long A, by the way, are quite removed from this. All the way out to the corner, Lucas and KNG. They'll start to rotate now with the flank from Lucas. They haven't spotted bolts, then they don't spot them until after he takes down next. Legia. Good response, however, puts them inside of the site. He's yet to be revealed at KFC, but Molotov will force him out. No, he has put it into the hands of Keith. Bomb is down though, what a good timing. Lucas gets hot on their heels immediately through B tunnels and Legia. He's got to fight. He can't go for the bomb. He's got to get a kill, at least one kill to get toward it. That one certainly helps.
Here we go then. Legia 1v1 situation against the AWP as well, but HP isn't a factor anymore. KNG can watch the cross to the side. 10 seconds remaining. We have a chance here, but he starts encroaching on his position. Bomb should be planted here.
He'll get it down. He'll get it all the way down, but the push coming through KNG stays close. Brings back out the AWP as well, even though Legia is only on 35, but he gets the angle. And the Brazilians get yet another round. They've silenced Big for now 5 in a row.
They absolutely have. Legia, very valiant attempt, I have to say, on the B-bomb side. Didn't expect to hit that shot on the upper platform whatsoever. Nails it. Brings it down to the 1v1. I gave him the advantage as well, considering he's up against that close range AWP. I thought he had that one tied up. Like we said, the HP wasn't a factor at that point, but KNG, very patient, holds the angle, takes him down. 5 rounds in a row for Immortals. That does mean Big can keep buying into this one. You get $3,400 per player, 800 extra with the bomb going down as well. So buy is available, and I can see there's enough for an AWP, but just about. It's 5k on Legia after getting those few frags. I don't think they bring out the AWP this time. They take a pause. This is tactical, of course, just to work out with the players. Why are we not closing out these rounds? We're finding the frags, getting the clutch situations almost in our favour. That was a 2v1 short, but the 1v1 I thought they might not have to finish that one off. The 5 rounds in a row. Immortals looking very sharp here. Haven't really given away much in terms of gun rounds. Double op setup still rolling strong. We'll have a look at the scoreboards while we're here as well. Big performance for Immortals. Steel, 11 kills, 4 deaths. Same story for Lucas as well. KNG not far behind. Henny, once again, I called it out, Matt. He's had an up and down tournament, I would say, 1 for 7. But the rounds they're winning, not such a huge deal. But he is struggling towards that lead bomb side.
KNG on the first off goes low at mid to try and fire through the smoke. It means, though, that they've got 3 on A. And not a lot of presence at B, where in which Big is hoping to occupy.
Yeah, and this play is what Henny's known for. Getting aggressive at the start, trying to find the first picks. He's at long A. It's a really scary angle to try and face in the CT side, but doesn't get too much trouble. He will be pushing out, though. Going to be investigating towards top and middle. No one there. This will be another B-sided attack from the big side. The bomb's down in the B halls. Henny's on the other side of the map as well. This could be troublesome for them. Only Bolt's really defending towards that B side. He's there with Steel, but he's in the connector. Surely this is a round where Big have the advantage. If they execute now, they've got a very good chance of taking this round.
Execute or go slow. And they're back inside the drop. Same 2 usual suspects. Bolts toward the hobbit hole. Thompson's going to heal. Here's Steel running back into the site. Flashed over, he'll go off the lane, but he's turned his back around. He has already found the kill. He gets Bolts. He's perfectly positioned to catch off the player that was waiting at the hobbit hole, and Gobby follows up. As Lucas is hot on the flank, though, bomb not yet planted. He times this. He could easily take down the planter. He's got to be careful with his aim, and he's followed it up. Resets it and goes back for next. Gobby and Laguerre so low on HP as well.
Absolute blunder there from Big, not watching their angles at all. You've got 5 players alive. Wise not watching the platform. Henny, he finds another kill as well. Takes 2! This is falling apart for Big. He's up to top B on 50 HP. The bomb has not been planted. Surely he can't do it. And it's Henny who steps up just when they need him. 3 kills in the round. And 6 in a row for Immortals. Big are starting to crumble. Another pause required, I would say. That's horrific. That should not be happening, man. Why is no one watching the platform?
And Next couldn't get the refrag, even though the spray was so lackluster from Lucas. And then Q in the brother, he steps up on the AWP, 3 very fast flicks. As soon as he gets that second kill and bomb's not planted, they were already in trouble with the HP, as it were.
5
beautiful op shots.
Yeah, 5-on-2 situation though.
And watch this. This is why it's nice the booths face each other. He's taunting them. Not that they'll have noticed.
That's true. That's a very good point. Oh, I think we have. Single all this time for Immortals, but Bolts wants to challenge towards drop down, and challenge he will as he finds the first kill. Can't get the doubles, Laguerre takes him down with that UMP.
No op shot success for Henny this time, though, as Laguerre is able to pick up the M4. And also, having picked it up, deterred the push coming through from Steel that was going to try and flank him out from window and get the refrag. But they're content to let them have position because they don't have anything else to go along with this M4. It's just the one. Although, they can't give him that much room. They have to at least be mindful of his presence because Henny's caught completely off guard, not looking anywhere near the position as Steel's going to go back for it, and he is placed well. As Steel's equally as careless. Could have walked into it, but this could be big. This could be a massive play. KNG wants to flank. They're not going to be looking. They hear him drop down. They line up, going. He gets both. The M4 sprays through. Laguerre's got it all to do, and Steel's ready for him. Immortals are alive, absolutely alive with 7 in a row.
Yeah, beautiful stuff there. Great mid-round calls. Equal situation, 3-on-3. KNG asked for the call to get up towards drop down there. He turns it to perfection as well. They both line up and they know he's coming as well. They can't do anything about it. The UMP, the Tech 9, trying desperately to defend, sticking behind each other, but didn't work out. KNG finds them. Here it is, the replay. As both players go down. It's 8-3. That was just a partial bite there from the big side, so it won't take too much away from that, but 8-3. Immortals have won the half, and they've looked at a much better team, I have to say it right now, so far. Number 12, All Papa Kiev once again. And fast play from Laguerre, wants to be challenging that area. Has been hitting some decent shots. He's actually top ranking right now for Big, which is great for him, but not so great for the likes of Big. We need Thompson to get to the top there. He needs to be delivering a world-class performance to make it to the semi-finals here.
Extinguish the flames with smoke. Shot comes through, but it won't land. He still already has the one to take the damage early. Backs off.
Laying down smoke. Laying down smoke. Throwing flashbang.
And he again goes to KFC, and Steel on alley can actually Doesn't playing window or rock be more effective to support bolts, but they're comfortable leaving him there, and he's going to rotate back around because they don't have any further information. Bombs down toward B tunnels. Could go either direction with 44 seconds to work with, or thereabout. I anticipate A with a split from Tapson. Not a lot of utility left. Tons of kits for the post plant, but not a lot of utility left on the Immortals side. Incendiary, 2 flashes and a nade, and that is it. And the double op late as well, which is going to be K&G inside of the site under pressure. Keith can't open the first one on the T side of the op. Next is able to get Lucas. Tapson's down. Nope, that's the rotations. Wide open. Good shot, K&G. He wins the first off exchange. He stays on the side as well at 6 seconds. Bombs down. Round's over. 4 seconds. It's done. K&G's just got to stay alive. He doesn't even need to worry. Come on, his no-scope. His teammate was already heading for the hills. He'll lose his op. But the round is done. Bolts just staying alive secures it.
Yeah, unfortunately, Big looking a little bit out of the depth right now. Immortals, great side, hitting the shots that are required. K&G's getting fired up as well. Those flick shots are really tasty to watch. Manages to take 2 of those down. Like I said, just had to survive there. Got a little no-scope to finish things off as well. He did go down eventually, but it's going to be God B with no money to the next round. He saves the AWP and armor, so that's fine. And now we have another tactical pause. This is not the Big we've seen throughout the tournament. Only Solomon Inferno, you have to remember that, but Immortals just looked like the better team right now.
It's not the tactical prowess we're looking to see. It's slow, it's defaults. They're getting into drop, and then they're just repetitively doing the same thing.
They're getting to the bomb sites. That's what you need. You're having numbers making it to the bomb site itself. It's just the final hurdle of getting that 1 kill and getting the bomb down. They're wasting a lot of time with that slow playstyle we just mentioned, but it seems like it's not really working out from the clutches. The players aren't stepping up in those particular situations, but K&G, he certainly is. What was this shot? Looking at the other side, boom! Takes him down. That was really, really nice. Round number 13. We do have a force buy here, I think.
Well, I was just saying, we do. You're right to call that. Keep back on the AWP, because obviously they pick up what they can and force anything they can into this 9-3. We've only really seen one wall of smoke toward B. Nothing overly creative from Big, which I was expecting, I have to say.
They've got tactics on this map. They've got great executions towards the A side, especially as we were describing, but you're right, we haven't really seen too much of it out of yet. Still early days. They can get 9-6 here. They're absolutely fine, but that does have to happen, I'd say. I don't think 12-3 is going to be good enough to carry them through here on Cobblestone. Tabson down to a Tech 9. Arguably want him on the AK-47 considering how powerful he can be. Keeve with the AWP, this time making his way towards drop down, trying to find the first pick, but up against double AWPs once again. This time though, it's bolts, not the AWPers on the platform, and Henny will just be trying to bait him in, take that aggro away, and there's Big once again setting up towards that B side.
The shots from Godby obviously mask. Keith going in, quick bounce nade. Anyone that's close. It's AWP in the drop. He's tagged them both. He's absolutely right in his positioning. They'll follow it up as Legia gets bolts, but Steele still stays alive at the rock. He'll actually put himself all the way over toward KFC. A single nade would take him down. Watch to Henny. Smoke out. He's rotated around it. Finds Legia on the first one. Can't follow it again to next. Chance to work with a man advantage and the HP of Steele. Steele goes overlooked. Timing everything. Timing off for Lucas as he looks the wrong way. K&G gets back in position. Another 2 plays from the secondary off as Keeve goes back out. He can't get around the corner. It's shut down. 10-3.
Opening kills once again there for Big. It was looking so promising. It's that final hurdle. This time K&G, their nemesis once more. 3 kills to finish things up. Steele was still a chicken coop as well. I thought he was about to shut the round down. He gets 1 kill at the platform position. The thing was so key though, before Henny died, right? He dropped the incendiary at that drop down entrance, meaning the T side was segregated. They had presence at the platform, but they couldn't pincer at the very same time. Just some great utility usage from Immortals. This is looking like a very strong performance from them. It's clinical. They're hitting the shots that are required, and it seems like Big might be out of their depth, I'm not sure, but the executions, the final plays just don't seem on point right now. They're not hitting the shots required to really justify this really slow pace. Going to round number 14, I don't think this is a force buy. Obviously maximum loss bonus, lost so many rounds in a row here. Current scoreline 10-3 after winning the second round force buy, getting 3 in a row. It's just dropped off completely. They've got Tech 9s, Deagles, UMPs, left themselves about 2k so they can buy next round. And that execution play, smokes are lined up, no fakes here, sticking together, going towards middle with 2 players and 3 along A. 10-5 still fine. They can pick this round up. This will be a struggle, but it's enough to work with.
Tapson with only 7 kills leads the way on the Tech 9. AWP spots the head. Good shot, K&G. Good God, man. He's stepping up up when needed. Lucas is able to quickly cover off the push toward the APC. Even though Nex gets a trade back on Steel. He swings out, handles that as well. And they've got an inkling as to where Leguia is. They won't exactly know all. Yes, why not? Why not, Leguia? Give me something to cheer about. Oh, he's actually gotten the second press. He's got that 1 versus 2, and he knows there was one more rotating over. He could have easily caught bolts off.
Yeah, decent attempt from Leguia, I have to say, but not for naught. Gets the knife kill, means he gets more money into the next round, can drop the orb. That's actually quite substantial for him. 11-3 though, cannot convert these rounds. Immortals looking very, very good. K&G especially, what has he had for breakfast today? That was absolutely unbelievable, the shots he's hitting. Look at it, every shot just very calm. And we were told how good he can be at AWPing when he first joined his team, but we thought, they've already got a Henny, why do you need another AWPer? But it's paying off in spades right now. We're going to round number 15. Double all set up Salah, of course. Big need this round, I say that they absolutely have to convert this one. Decent damage inflicted. Lucas might go down here as he sits in the flames, goes down to 18 HP.
Nade thrown bounced off. KG's right, he knows they're below the ramp, so he adjusts accordingly. No shot landing. Just forced back again through danger. Lucas is going to try and sneak out behind him. He may do it as well. He's caught them off.
So good.
As Kiev rotate backs over and then gets away with it as well. No trade potential. Problem is he does, and he's well aware of it, obviously, with the Molotov down, but he's got nowhere to go. He's already lost his teammate that was supporting him. If he buys space, though, he could potentially bait back in. Not going to. He's just drawing time. He's being a nuisance at this point.
Yeah, just focusing on him as well. They have to find this frag. Lucas gets another one. The round's over, but they finally take it down. Cancel again. A minute to work with. They won't be timing this round out. They steal, though. Headshots next through the smoke. Bombs in that position as well. They don't really have much to work with here, but that certainly helps. Got B finds KMG.
Steel gets one, starts off the shutdown, and they've got it all again. 12-3 Immortals.
Yeah.
This look, again, Immortals win pistol. They get ecoed immediately after. It looks like Big's going to start to run away with it, and then non-stop. Non-stop. Speaking of non-stop, you've got all kinds of stats that never really stop flowing in. If you head to boomio.com, you can check everything out from the majors, see tips from all sorts of pro players that have been on the stage this weekend already.
Well, first half looking very good for Immortals, I have to say. 12-3 on the CT side. For me, that's just a win. That's a lock-in right now. This would be an absolute catastrophe if they gave this map away, but we'll see. Big, known to be a decent cobble side, and they'll be needing the pistol here. That goes without saying at this point. 4 sets of armor for them, a couple of flashbangs to work with. No upgraded pistols on T side. There's 4 sets of armor for them and 1 smoke. Now, smoke used commonly towards connector, A or B side, depending where you want to go. And well, it seems like to split towards the A side through the connector itself, or you just go harder towards B and try and overwhelm the CTs with firepower here. Looks like it's the latter. Got B looking to challenge and taps him. Rips off the KNG there.
Needs to do more than that, though, because he lost his teammate. Steel's got gear. He's getting overwhelmed. He's trying to pull Nex back in, and Nex getting back in at the right time. They'll coordinate for a crossfire, but Henny still finds a kill, and it's a 2 versus 2. The advantage, though, too big, not only with the kill, but the fact that the bomb is down inside of the site, a site which Steel is flanking. They're going to have no idea where he is. They're starting to anticipate it, though, based on the fact that CTs have gone all the way back through B long. There's nowhere else he really could be. Stare him down in tandem, peek together, watch that shot potential as Steel is bleeding out down to 28. Clock to get close. Nex confirms that he's there with a repeat. No, won't get over aggressive, there's no need.
Yeah, they don't have to give anything away here. Make him plan, make him get to the bomb site itself. He's low HP, you've done the damage. Stick together, like you said, give him 2 targets. Still can't do anything with it. Keys get the final headshot, a must-need risk around there for Big. 12-4. And managed to keep himself alive there somewhat as we get into round number 2. Don't necessarily have to force play on the T side, they probably will. But this sort of lead could just focus on the AKs going forward. But they can bring out the Tech 9s and Deagles, some armor as well. Very good on the pistols for sure. So Big not out of the woods just yet, and they hardly firing on all cylinders. It's not the Big you kind of expect to get to a semi-final at this stage. They have looked amazing for the tournament, 3-0 against some huge names, but it doesn't seem to be the same brand of Counter-Strike at the moment. 3 UMPs, an MP9, and a Famous for Tapson.
Steel down quick, gotta be ready. I think he's identified the fact that there was more than just the one player dropping in, but moves himself accordingly. The other player mentioned, none other than Henny. He takes quite a bit of nade damage, throws the bomb back up as well. He nearly walked off the ledge inside of the smoke to get it. Henny committed. rotations have gone toward the B side. Lucas seeing if anyone's going to push all the way through.
Well, here's the 5-on-4. The hard work has been done for the CT set. Now, just hold the crossfires, wait for the final commitment to come in. Immortals should be taken down one by one. Time ticking away. Less than a minute now as Henny gets towards the drop down. He's got a flashbang though. Could find Godby here. Godby is decent at drop down. Knows what he has to do. He might overlook this corner though. That could be an absolute shame, but the timing somehow for Henny has the knife out at that point as we bolt so with the back end around the headshot on Tapson.
KNG wants to get through. Lucas was watching flank. No one to worry about in that position yet. Instead, it's in the sight. MP9 key. Good firing range. Position as he gets closer and closer. Godby will get the kill in the end. Swaps to the pistol to get Lucas because he's depleted his ammunition in the SMG, but Godby gets the kill, the final kill. 12-5. Not done by any means.
Definitely not. Now they've got the pistol in that second round conversion as well. Just take it round by round. Not done yet. And number 18. 2K per play on the Immortals side. No bomb down in that previous round. So this will be the full eco. Maybe just a B rush. It can be a little bit frustrating and hold up for the whole round and see if any CTs make a mistake, but I'd expect Immortals to go for a straight rush. Maybe down towards middle and try and trade a frag. Keeping the gear go towards long A. It looks like they will be challenged indeed. As we head towards top and middle. Emphatic approach here from Immortals. It seems as they go straight towards long A. Keeve waiting towards middle as well. He will be tested here. Can't give much faith. Oh, the gear, the timing's going to fall apart here.
That's on an 8, actually goes closer to where they walked in from. Still pushing. Bolts is able to get Keeve, so double trade. And a site that's occupied until rotations. Tapson's just barely there in the nick of time before they get to stables, and that may do it because bomb down inside of the site. Henny. It's concluded by Nex. 12-6, they have it.
Yeah, could have been dicey there, I have to say. The Glocks, and still a little bit unlucky with the timings though. The gear pulling his nade out just as they finally committed. He gives away UMP, but that's about it. Tapson to save the day, joined by Nex as well. First full buy for Immortals. No AWP there. 5 AK-47s, opting for more utility with the flashbangs as well. Not much in terms of the Molotovs. I don't think there's a single one there. It should be quite tricky in a map like Cobblestone to flush out positions like the upper platform, the tight corners, hobbit hole, the tree, for example. It's very difficult to actually get into the site while having that utility to work with. All for Keeve, of course. We'll see if he can start hitting some big shots here. From 10 to 13 right now, but it's Lucas going in first, but Tapson taking him down.
Slows the play as Bolts backs off. Oh, good days. Pucker up and give it a kiss. National takes him down to 56, and they'll find Bolts. Good push from Tapson. So no openings for Immortals now that they're on the AK-47 steal. He seems to be the one to want to go after drop. Does land an A directly on top of Godby. And then he'll follow up by dropping himself into the position, but it's being fortified and guarded. Tapson as well is going to be boosted up on the tree. And he'll stay, yeah, exactly, at an angle behind it by which he can see E-Box because they know Steel's in there.
And it's advantage still for the big side. 12-3 to be exact, but here comes the final play. We said that tree position could be problematic, but for Steel, it seems absolutely fine for him. And bring a kill back. 1-3 now. Does hold off, watches back, he's against the wall, but nowhere to go. KNG therefore is able to put it down once they have the information. Spraying in, he finds Godby. They have opened something up late. Bomb's gonna go in. Late Molotov as well means they won't be able to deny it just yet. But it's 2 versus 2, make it down to 1. They've got to go back for the bomb, and Henny burns alive. The Molotov did just barely get in position. Yeah. Great play from Big. They've had a lot of advantages in this game that they've thrown away. 5-on-2s, 5-on-3s, but that one they convert. It started to fall apart slightly with Steel finding the opening kill toward that tree position. But finally it's looking decent for Big now, winning the first go around here. The journey begins. It's going to be 4-0 in the second half. Looking decent. Could they bounce back? Certainly a possibility, as there's another eco here for Immortals. The gap in the scoreline starting to close. Slowly but surely. This could happen, man. Could have a real game on our hands now. Deagle toward long, Lucas, or against Lagia. He backs off. It's perfectly positioned. Tapson gets a kill. Lagia realizes he's got company on either side. Identifies correctly which wants to arrive first and gets the kill accordingly. Smoked it off as he is, though. They want to try and rush directly by and get toward the A site, but Keeve waits for the AWP. Should be a clean sweep, and it is. So Big fighting back valiantly. 5
5 in a row. They bring it to just a 4-round lead for Immortals, who have yet to score or put one on the board, if you will, on the T side.
This is the first time they've got the AWP out. This is the real test for them. They were so hot with those weapons on the CT side, especially KNG. My God, some of the shots he was hitting were unbelievable. Henny, though, on the AWP, like he said, he did have some decent rounds, but slow to get into this game. He still hasn't hit double digits on 8 kills, 16 deaths. So sure, he's had some high impact frags, but hasn't exactly been carrying the AWP out. If I'm Immortals right now, I'm giving that all to KNG all day long.
Absolutely. On this map, 21 kills, he leads the way. Steals behind on 19. But much more of a team game in terms of kill distribution on the big side. Again, some pressure to board long early. A, that is. B has pressure at long from the CTs rather than anyone on the terrorist side, on Immortals side. Bomb down inside of the tunnels as well. Play the pick. 3 players at long could flash each other around the corner. Lucas has gone quite far up and close to the corner, but still just waiting for his time to go. Flashes land, no one in position at the corner. Like instead of the hay bales, didn't get winded up. He's able to find a single kill. And the AWP is going to try and slow peek, but thankfully backs away and the smoke comes down so low. Like he can't find the shot, because the reason I was saying it was almost to the benefit of him that the smoke came in is that they were bringing out the AWP in Tabson's hands to try and get a shot, or rather, excuse me, the M4 in Tabson's hands to try and get a secondary shot. Meanwhile, Bomb is in position, blinded up. He hears them, but doesn't have the vision. Good spot from Nex. Drops the bomb inside, finds the gap, finds KNG.
Yeah, it's really solid CT side from Big so far. Not done in this quarterfinal just yet, it seems. They have a timeout for Immortals here. It's towards long A. The gear's looking very strong. They're confident almost. He's by himself. Doesn't have anyone else to play off there. Takes the jewel, drops the smoke as well. Completely isolates any remaining teams on the other side. He falls back. And it's up to God B to defend the drop-down area. He can't do it, but his teammate Nex, as we said, showing some fantastic form in this tournament, continues here ahead. 4 seconds remaining. Henny has to save the AWP. He's above drop-down right now. Looks like he'll be fine to save the weapon. But Immortals, generally speaking, haven't really impressed me at all here in the second half. 12-9 as we start to close the gap. Immortals timeout does come in indeed. Tactical for sure. Their first one. This shows you how kind of the difference in the first half and the second. They haven't had to use a pause whatsoever at this point, but now the sun is looking a little bit uncomfortable and working out what's to play here. Henny with the saved AWP. He's got armor, got a smoke to work with, and no money from not surviving that previous round. His teammates just at the maximum loss bonus here, $3,400 per player, a little bit more than that on top, so AKs and armor can come out, but 3 smokes in total, 2 flashbangs. Doesn't look amazing for them. In terms of the predictions here, the pick-em challenge is going to be 68% in favor of Big. I guess it's about right, depending where you're from, but...
It doesn't surprise me, actually, just based on how they did in the group stages.
Sure.
I think there was a bit of a bandwagon behind that as well, so...
Yeah, that's fair enough. Round number 22 then. All power for Henny once again. Hasn't been playing amazingly. Hasn't really opened up the maps that much in this T-side. Goes towards the upper platform, up against Kiev. He's been pretty decent. And he's towards long A this time. Lagia changing his position. This is a heavy B focus. So this Kiev, the only player on the A side of the map. Lagia towards drop down, backing up got B as well, where he's had some aggro, but some issues there. So that's why it's good, right? To do it right now after you've shown Lagia on that side of the map and having tabs in there as well, just to shift him over, a completely different setup to try and counter what Immortals are doing. Oof, that nade.
That's so good again. So well timed. Again, Molotov damage is actually extending a lot further than I think Lucas was ready for.
Yeah,
almost killed him immediately as he goes down to 19 HP.
Well. No kill coming in just yet, but as good as. Lucas down to 19, still at 55. Kiev come to his play by himself, still towards top and middle. They haven't really gained anything at the B side. No one in drop down and just getting bullied by the utility at this point. Big looking for double digits, and that's when things get quite scary indeed for the Immortals side. Could they actually throw the 12-3 lead?
Back over toward Kiev. Bomb toward A. Lagia's going to have to be high on his heels to rotate. A timely rotation. Good shot, Kiev, therefore, to start it off.
Yep.
KNG wants to slip in undetected towards Stables. He's at least got close to cannons, but wrapping around is the next challenge as Kiev goes up. Can't quite get the shot, knows that there's 2 there, therefore sits back and controls the tight angle. So close again. No chance on the third. KNG gets the shot immediately after. Bolts goes close, finds it. and tear down the Berlin wall because they've got a hole inside the defense. Playing the ball finally on A. The Polsky cover off. Taps in, and Henny finds the rotation of Goffey. The first for Immortals on a T side.
It was looking so good for Big at that stage. Got the opening pick, and I was about to say, Keith, with that one pick and alone on the A side, buys in time. He gets towards the bomb side there, and a similar sort of play we saw from KNG. He's holding the tight angle on the bomb side itself, trying to hit the flick shots, jumping around. If he hits one of those shots, they probably win that round, but his bolt's giving a little bit too much to work with that, as his teammates find frags as well. They take down the players towards the balcony position. That's the first round here in the second half for Immortals. 6-1 is the scoreline. Big cannot find double digits just yet, but they've got a ton of money to work with here. I'd say maybe a half a buy next if they lose this round, but still very well equipped to number 23. Nothing too aggressive there from either side. Kiev this time seems like he actually wants to push down long. He was at middle before. Wants to try and find the first pick. That long corridor. It's going to be the B side that Immortals are focusing on for now, though. Looking to potentially execute here. Flashbang's going over. They're just bleeding out some CT utility on the other side. We'll drop a smoke as well. This will be an A split from what I can see right now, man.
Alex officer there, Nate. That's huge. It's on a reset round. They've already got damage and they'll just fall into the rain. Godby! He is the Godby as he shuts down drop one more time. Henny in a 1 versus 5. Apparently they didn't bring enough to tear down a wall this time.
Oh, it's just so beautiful. The nade, everything, the timing's to perfection as well. Sitting in front of the smoke, the 3-man spray down. Immortals have no idea what has happened to them. It's Big with a really successful round there. Lost the previous, and now they get the double digits. Everyone surviving as well. Godby on an absolute rampage. Immortals can do nothing about it. They were setting up for that A split. They tried to get the drop down control where Godby's had been allowing them to have. He's been sitting outside the window, but this time he's in there. He's fighting, he's scrapping. And they managed to get all 3 kills. Another time out for Immortals. They're not looking comfortable here. And that's a full reset round as well, Matt. The fact is they get no bomb down here. And let's look at it from Godby. Just spotting them as they drop into the smoke, doing the damage, the full commitment with the 30 bullets. You love to see it. Godby stepping up now. This is looking really bleak for them in the first half, but they found their footing now in the second. They can get a couple of rounds out of this. Still going to be really weak money for Immortals next round, even if they take a full eco in round number 24.
I'd love to see a stat for how much nade damage has been done in the opening sectors of the round. That's 3 in a row, if I'm not mistaken. They've hit multiple people for significant damage before they're even ready to go.
That's 1 HE in 2 rounds. It's done over 100 damage. Like, that's kind of nuts. Very rare to see them being that effective, especially on a map like Cobblestone as well. Number 24, it's going to be P250s, Deagles, no armor, no loss bonus, already have that comfort. And another nade to the face of Bolts as he goes down to 45 HP. They're having a really rough time in that drop down area.
Yep, good find. It's dinked up. Spark clearly covers the screen, but he finds the kill anyway. Just 3 rounds for Immortals, but it seems almost impossible at this point. Momentum firmly with Big. Rotations go back over toward A to support Legia. Kiev's going to sit nearby because, again, Legia on 13 can't do it alone. They'll give him the AWP, in fact, so Kiev goes on the rifle. Not something we normally see, but it has to do with the AWP positioning. He's able to get a kill as well, so justified. But they lose Kiev. Q-Tapson, indeed, we talked about it. He always shows up. He's getting there now. 17 kills. He's catching Legia.
Yeah, he is. Just when they need him as well to close this game out. 13-11, a couple of rounds to go to tie up the scoreline, and there is going to be a buy for Immortals here. As we said though, money is going to be weak generally. 4 AKs, a good little for Bolts. In terms of utility, 2 players with any nades whatsoever, Matt. We have 3 smokes total, a Molotov. What's the play here? Do we just go fast? Do we just push straight into a bomb site? We haven't really seen that from them yet. It's been quite slow and quite default play from Immortals. They're expecting faster rounds coming in. When they can really get rolling on the teams out of Cobblestone, that's when they look their scariest. But only posting 1 round so far. It's 8-1. This could fall apart, the 12-3 lead. Surely not. A boost comes in, mixing things up once again. Every round is just so smart. Perfect calls now as Godby is ready and waiting, but Nex, same story as they walk in towards the B side.
Nex is waiting below the broken wall. Bolts is going to swing behind him and they look over, so Kanji gets it open. That gives them the front side of the site to work with. Thompson drops the bomb, but they get 2 ensuing kills, therefore have control.
Yeah, much simpler rounds this time. One smoke, few flashbangs, 5 men towards the upper platform. That's what I'm saying. We haven't really seen that at all. Just simple, basic counter-strike and use your star players to open up the bomb site there. Bolts especially, lovely shot from him. Still chimes in as well. And you can see Big, they weren't really ready for that one. It's obviously that they're waiting for the execution to come in. They want the wall of smokes to give them cues so they can throw the utility back. That's what they've been so good at so far, is deploying the HE grenades, locking players out with the utility. But that's not really an option. They help themselves to the B side like that. That's what we need to see more of from Immortals if they're going to close this game out. But this will be 2 saved weapons now. Kiev and Legia holding on to the AWP and the M4A4 as well. Plenty of money available for Big. We can certainly buy them out. Don't want to give anything away for free, but Legia is fighting back. 2 kills for him. That's not bad at all. We know the Immortals' money is low. So every kill they get at this point is definitely worth it. Even the fact he goes down, it doesn't matter. He's got a ton of money in reserve. They do not. 1 round we can pick up here, Big. They're back into this and they shut it down. We have another pause coming through.
You mentioned Henny, by the way, early on, saying he hasn't really showed up. He got the 3 brilliant kills in the 5 versus 2 with his brother when they retook the B site, rather with denying the bomb plan. It wasn't even really a retake. It never had to come to that. But other than that round, he has been quiet, even on the CT side. Now, T side, admittedly, it's not like he can do as much to get aggressive with the AWP, more so because they haven't had the money for it. But he definitely has not been in this game in the capacity that I would have expected and wanted from him.
I've been noticing this throughout the tournament as well. I kind of mentioned it in the pre-game. It's KNG who's been AWPing primarily throughout this tournament. He hasn't looked himself, Henny. He's kind of looked a little bit out of his depth in terms of the shots he's hitting, and it's maybe the aggression we're used to seeing from him not happening. And KNG, he looks lights out. I'm not sure why he's just not taking the main AWP role. At this point, we're in the quarter-final and things are falling apart. I just think like, Henny, you're having a nightmare. Let me just do the main AWP at this stage. And you just have to make that call. It's a difficult one to make, but sometimes it has to be done. Round number 26, 14-11. Immortals though, they're winning the previous round. There's a huge chance they can get reset. Need to be very careful. It's another fast approach. This is what we wanted to see, man. They stay together, group up, get in those bomb sites.
Kiev is not quick enough. He does find bullets. You look back down 40 bombs, but that means he's pushed and pressured for both sides. Good flying from Tapson to get a look late inside a connector. Shuts down any threat coming in from Immortals. And as you mentioned, just a chance to break the money once more, and Big would be right back into it at 14-12, potentially get a 13th round on the back of it. So slow it down. The Twins again, this time 4 versus 2. So one better than they won last time they worked together on the CT side. Have to be weary of the flank walking around. He's getting closer and closer. His time is going to be perfect for spot in the open. Bomb down, taps and gets both. And Big finds well to break the economy. They certainly have control.
This is like double eco territory for Immortals. If they have a pause left, this would be the time to work out what's the play. To be forced by into this. We've got 4 players with less than $3,000. 2 of which very low indeed, beneath 2,000 in fact. Tapson, lovely work there. It's a clean round for Big as they close the gap. Scoreline's 9-2. Immortals getting shut down. They're trying to mix things up. They're trying to go faster now. The simpler plays, as I said, we haven't really seen that from them. It was great for the previous round, but that one just there didn't really work out for them. Tapson with a nice flank, and there will not be a force by him. It's round number 27. Things looking desperate now on the Immortals side. It's Tapson aggressive of course on the platform. Finds the first headshot. This takes down Lucas. Legia, that's not bad at all.
Wow.
He finds 2 kills as well.
5-2. In terms of manpower, it's a very good job against the anti-eco situation, or rather with the anti-eco situation. Scompy gets himself in position through the door. 1-point game after 12-3 on the most sloppy, I guess, T-side we've seen from Big throughout the course of the event. Tapson gets KG. It's only Henny remaining. Needs kills on this P250 just to get money again. Ooh, nearly gets one. Good tag, but 3 players there waiting for his arrival. We have 1 round between them.
Who would have thought? The CT sides. Well, as I said, the money's still not going to be great. Could have been double eco territory if they wanted to be, but they've opted for the buy here. Henny, just the CZ. Bolts down to Galil. UMP to KNG. I think I've painted the picture for you. It's quite a bleak scenario for the Immortals side. They do have the utility to work with. That's what they've opted for. This will be some sort of set piece. We need to see like a wall of smoke. You can't really just rely on running into a bomb site. With this sort of weaponry, we're going to have to deploy everything we've got. Throw the kitchen sink at them and see what's available as we get into round number 28.
Tapson taking out KNG. Good shot. Starts it off again against Guns. Down to 50 HP, but it's a decent all. Not again. Not again. Another massive nade. These guys are timing it to perfection. Tabson's already got the kill. He gets all the damage required. And on top of that, oh, they're blowing it up. They're standing and they're burning alive. They have no idea who's sitting on top of the flames. It's a marshmallow fest. As Goppy gets back inside, and he's going to be the best to shut down Steel. They'll lose themselves inside of the smoke, but watch for the apparition to emerge. Hits. He's not haunted by any ghost to Begule. Bomb like down on top of the platform, and another shot to tie it up. Leguia's got it. 14-14.
They're looking hot right now, babe. They're managing to hit all their shots, working perfectly as a unit. I wasn't believing going into the second half from what I saw in the first, but this has been a marvelous performance for them. And you're right, tying things up at 14-14. That was the force buy for Immortals as well. They're going into round number 29 with pistols only. That's it. They're force buying in with Tech 9 CZs. And it's the nades once again, Matt. How much damage they do with these HE grenades over and over again. Playing out of their minds right now in the second half. Leguia's up to 28 frags, not known as the biggest fragger, arguably one of their weakest players, stepping up and going huge here in the quarterfinal.
Invigorated. Just come under some criticism in this event for all sorts of things we all know about. But they've stepped up when it matters, and they actually are in a position to find map points against just pistols. Another nade potentially, this time from Molotov. Incendiary to be specific and precise.
Yeah.
That's a nade though, and it'll do damage again to the corner. It's not quite 100 damage, but
it's still decent. We'll take it.
Yeah, still see. I mean, the guns don't even have to do the work. You talk about M4s not being one-shot headshots. Well, okay, they are if you do 50 damage every time with a nade.
This must be the most damage of HE grades we've seen in a single half. It's unbelievable. The work they're doing with those. It's lesser utility, really. It's the one that's not purchased the most. You're obviously opting for the smokes, the flashbangs, and the Molotovs. The HE is like a luxury sometimes. Oh, now the crowd are coming to life. They're believing. Here we go. Pistols, the final play towards the B bomb site. Immortals have to dig so deep this one. Losing crowd. It's pretty much over. Still no money. Final flashbang. Here we go.
The smoke works. They don't spot next to the archway. They'll get him back. And on top of getting him, they actually do find Gabi immediately before. So it's a 2 versus 2, but he with the AWP continues to look hot in this event. And a fast split puts Matt Point on the board for Big First.
Nothing to work with there for the Immortals side, just pistols, armor, hoping someone can go absolutely wild with Desert Eagle, find an opening pick, just something, but they couldn't get those openings. This is a 12-3 half. They've fallen apart. It seemed like Immortals were controlling the pace of this game. They had everything going for them, that double orb setup, the KNG performance. But this T side, it just nothing has excited me at all in that play. They haven't really had the basics down. The map control hasn't really come in. They haven't had any clutch situations really. It's all just been whitewashes, getting completely wrecked at the drop down room, especially by HE grenades as well. Final pause comes in. I should say 3 out of 4. You get what I'm saying. And Galil's, Deagles, Tech 9s. This is all they've got to work with here. Next, nice work to get the double frag there. And Keith, he's stepping up once again here, this major. The coach is feeling it as well.
God, Beach is ecstatic, as he should be. This team is the surprise of the tournament. What a package they've put together. 1 round to be 4-0 in total, and 1-0 in an all-important quarterfinal. Pressure on for Immortals, and not a lot to work with.
Definitely not. Galil's Wolfpack mentality towards Long A, but it's Leguia. He's having the game. We'll see if he can hold them off once again. Drops the incendiary, but this time taken down by Steel.
Comes to danger. So first pick finally for Immortals. Not something they've had and been able to secure very often.
And they upgrade one of the pistols to an AK now, getting stronger and stronger. A real chance to take it to overtime. They'll be though aggressive towards Long. Not the greatest position. Can get flashed off there. It's a one and done technically, but he can get backed up by his teammates.
Boost for Tabson.
I like that boost though. This is exciting me. Tabson can cause some damage here, but they are focusing primarily towards Long A. He's going to have to turn around and back up. Got B. Good smoke though. Perfect smoke.
Slows them down. Partially blinded. Can Tabson see above it? That's the better question. This time from Godby, and we might have overtime in the cards. Tabson's forced off of it. It's a 5 versus 3, and he's got caught out by KG wrapping around. of all times to not be able to shut them down. Oh, Nex. So close to taking out Steel. 2 HP, a WP for Kiev. But he's got to go a lot further than just one kill. In a panic situation toward the vent because bomb planted. He has a kit, but no further utility. And he's stuck on the AWP, at least for now. If he wants another gun, he's got to get a lot closer. Wrapping around as well. Even if he goes toward the huts, Bolts finds him from the top of the ramp, and we've got extra rounds.
We're going into overtime. It didn't look likely there. Immortals struggling tremendously on this T side. Great half from Big, I have to say, but falling at the final hurdle there. Everything's reset now. That momentum does not carry through. 10k per player. MR3 will be first and 19 at the top of the scoreboards. 18-18, we do it all over again. We do not swap halves. Immortals stay on the T side here, and it seems like they're finding more success with these simpler plays, just grouping up, focusing on long A, finding that first pick as well. The gear that went down first has been an absolute monster in the second half. Round number 1. CT have to be very careful with their economy here. Key with the AWP. No head out by 3 players, not really required. Not be up against any SMGs or anything like that, but here we go. Faster play towards B. This could be a straight up rush. All 5 players towards the upper platform. Here we go.
They're in, they're going. Next taps, they're not in position, they're not ready for it. They've got to get the first kill, shut them down. They've got to be early on the denial of entry. So far they trade, but trade's not yet enough if it's chaotic and allows for the bomb plant, and better than trades. And he's able to slip up and find Nex, leaving Kiev again in another 1 versus 3, and off purchased overtime. MR3, he's bailing, he wants to keep it.
Has to. Yeah, has no choice there. He's got a lot of money to bring the AWP and the armor out, some basing nades as well. You're not left him much money at all. He's actually only got $3,900. 1,400 on top of that next round, so it has to save his AWP.
Great call to change the pace.
Why
we
not?
didn't see that from them all.
You've got these star players, these raw aimers. Pound for pound, Immortals do out-frag Big pretty much every single time. And why are you not just focusing on that? Instead of the 5-man unit, get that rush going on. Instead of getting the defaults and getting wrecked by HE grenades, this is get in there. Let's start hitting some shots. Let's let our star players have some movement. And it's Henny who gets 2 frags into the round, and B-Rush is all the call they need, apparently. I like that a lot. First time they've done it, it works out for them. They go down 1-0 here. Nice way to kick off overtime. Great call. Just the first family rush. What you're usually aiming for, the rule book, the strategy book, whatever you want to call it, goes out the window in overtime. You're trying to think back, what worked there? How can we adapt what we've currently been doing? Why are we getting shut down across the board? And now, to stick together, I like it. Simple, but effective. Round number 2 now. Still with the AWP, of course, after saving in the previous. Money, though, if you lose this round, you're left with pretty much nothing. You get UMPs and pistols. When that 2-0 comes, they need to be very careful. Manage the economy well. If you have to save, sometimes it's better just to do that and think about the future instead of trying to have the heroic plays.
Close proximity to the doorway. Yep, he wants them to walk in, and they do. Thank you very much. I'll take charity at any point in time, as Lucas is at least able to trade it back by getting Golf B toward drop. Kiev double scoped, wants the first shot. Jump across, forget it, he'll flick. Will flick indeed. Oh, nearly gets it. Molotov will lock down the position, flash up over the wall. He wanted to re-peek it, but got blinded himself. Creative way of doing it. Bit optimistic in how much distance he has to travel. Watch that smoke. And watch the boost on the reverse side, because they just put KNG up with the op. Kiev's got to be a lot more careful about how he chooses to repeat. Flank heading toward Legia. Smart reposition for the CT side of AWP. Kiev, but Nex straight out immediately. Kiev, as I mentioned, repositioned the controlled, but not the speed for the second kill. And overwhelmed as taps in behind the rock. Where is this coming from? Immortals finally getting space, but bombed it. Oh, missed shot. Legia had to hit that early. And bring it to the one-on-one as soon as the bomb was planted. Now the element of surprise gone, but still he's able to push through. Bolts is not ready for it. Lucas comes back through toward window. Legia backs it off. He's got a smoke. He's got the kit. But if he goes immediately on top of it, Lucas is going to play aggressive so they can't hold it. He might have gotten away with it, but there's no sense chancing it if he still has time. Molotov close side. Next is going to be a hole because it's going to force him back. He's got to go wide around. He's protected. What a brilliant Molotov! What a brilliant Molotov to force out the time and position.
Very calm. Great work there from Legear. Knew exactly what he had to do there. I was about to say as we were building that one up, he's got a smoke and an incendiary. He can lock off 2 key points of the map there. Wherever he's going to be struggling. I thought he drops the incendiary towards drop down, then goes to that defuse. That's the only place he can be is connector or the drop down room. He could be doing some full defuse that plant as well, the incendiary towards that area. He's done it, but like you said, even better perhaps. Covering himself with the smoke, little smile there perhaps. He knows he's enjoying himself. He's having one hell of a game. Probably the best performance I've seen from Legear in quite some time. Rush middle. It's up to Immortals now to dictate the pace.
That nade again.
It's happening.
It's absolutely slaughtering them as KG at least trades it this time, but it gives Legear again a chance. Smoke down. He's got to push through it because he's given up aim. Oh, he's being watched, but not anymore. Patience. Patience not anymore either because Goppy's got the kill, but he's still in a good position. KG knows it. He's going to go hunting for him. Spots the head, but can't get the shot. A big whiff. Leaves them locked on 2s. HP relatively even. But advantage to the bomb plant. Legear tagged through the door. Wasn't ready for bolts to appear. AWP for Kiev to win the first overtime half. He's spotted in the open. His steal goes high. Immortals get 2. Big only get 1.
Immortals do get 2 after having a shocking regulation T side. They've seemed to have adjusted themselves, kept it simple as go for these rushes, but you're right, that nade once again in middle. How much damage can be inflicted with the HEs here? It's unbelievable. And this problem is they're trying to stick together, they're trying to keep it simple, and that's going to be a massive issue. You get an HE thrown at you, it lands in the massive group of the players there, but still they recover. And the clutch not working out with a decent flank from Legear as well. And he stepped up tremendously for the big side, but wasn't quite enough. They switch over to the T side now where they struggled as well. Remember, it's 12-3 in the first half. Do they have a similar mentality? They start grouping up and saying, let's stick as our 5-man unit. We're getting wrecked by the double AWP setup, and that's what's coming out once again. Immortals, KNG especially. He was quiet in the second half. I'm really expecting some huge things now.
He's getting cheeky with the T side at all. Where he's had most of his success, to be fair. How does it always seem to go that when T-sides are the struggle in the regular 30 rounds, and you hit overtime, and suddenly they appear with a change in pace and urgency? Watch out for Godby to check corner. If tactics weren't a thing the first time they played on the T-half, they might need to be now. Slow pace again. KNG's watching down to bottom of middle. Henny on the other opposite towards Chicken Coop, and they're still not deciding on the big side where they want to go. Very patient from Immortals.
Indeed.
Not flying into any of the slow play from Big, not going in for information that could cost them.
One more round from that point. Don't want to give anything away here. Pushing that CT side, don't want that money to start dwindling away. It will be an A-sided attack. Taps in once again, a drop down. His 4 teammates waiting to execute, but they did run out of time. They weren't managing that correctly in regulation. It's really still to fight tap. Have to keep back. Here comes the final commitment there, but Legear hitting shots once again.
Good opener. They know Lucas is toward the barrels. The problem is to get far enough inside of the site to get there. They have to cover off the balcony. They've done it. And down they both go. Bomb plant follows immediately as Steel goes down to next. Very good entry, and it wasn't strategical, it wasn't tactical, it was just straight up entry kills and leaves Henny. 1 versus 3, it was 4. Chances of anything beyond that, pretty slim. Doesn't have a kid either, so backs away. 17-17.
Indeed. It's 18 required from that point, but Big do tie things up. Slow and steady as usual, but this time much better. I thought Immortals could pick that one up, considering one of the key scalps for Big went down first. Taps into that drop-down room. They go towards A, they stick together. Legear opening things up. He managed to get 2 frags in total. He's having one hell of a performance, I have to say. Keith with the AWP as well. You said it's a little bit cheeky on the T side, but it works out for them that round. And then a pause comes in once again. This must be the final pause now, I think. We had a lot of them. Just a chance to calm down, work out what the play is. We didn't see the best T-side from either of these teams, so tactical time for Big, yes indeed, their last one. 4 out of 4. A chance for the coach to chime in, give his input, help out Godby with this final call to get them to map point potentially here. Double up setup. Not sure it's a possibility right now, we'll have a look. Single, so yeah, Henny He gets the only AWP here. Again, I have to say, Matt, why is KNG not AWPing on CT side of Cobblestone?
He's been much better, to be fair.
He's got 28 frags, Henny 13. Sure, he is the main AWPer, but you've got to ask yourself, like, if someone's not playing that well, maybe it's time you just took the rifle and gave him the responsibility.
Yeah, absolutely. Playing to the strengths. He's certainly been one, KNG.
Like, he's been anchoring the A side as well, when you get 4 players towards that B side of the map. I think that's cool for me, but who knows what's Henny up to this round. He's decent in the B bomb side generally. This hasn't really arrived, apart from one very important round.
Spraying through the smoke. Next we'll jump across. This is only map 1, let's not forget. Immortals allowed Inferno to come into the pool. SK were bested on by Big. Not so sure we can still say they're the little brother anymore, Immortals. I think they're emerging from the shadow at this point. In this event, they are legends, rightfully so. Oh, look at the nades again. This time it's against Big. They're the ones caught off by a really well-thrown double Molotov play. Tabson and Godby get trapped between it. They know they were going for that position every time in the first half. First time they played T-side. Next was snapped to his perspective, but it's Legia instead that finds bolts on the other side. Seal, he slipped behind them, but will that go undetected or not? Tabson's ready for it. And Big, for their second time, might find the first map point of overtime, their second in the game, that is. Lucas is the last alive. Nade thinks about it. It would have been a kill. He'll continue to try and do what he can. Pretty much has to at this point in time. And through the edge of the door, they spot him. Godby's able to capitalize. 18-17 for Big.
Once again, it's Legia opening things up towards that B side. That's a huge weight off their shoulders, guaranteeing second overtime if required, and the money's going to be broken for Immortals. We described it in the build-up to this overtime. Go 2-0 down, and then left with pistols, and saved him 4 from what I can see. And KNG had some more residual cash there, so he's got the M4A4 out too. 3 smokes, some flashbangs, 4 pistols, and a rifle. If ever there was a chance to close it out for Big, this would be it. 1 round will do it. Immortals to dig deep once again. Can they find anything with the Desert Eagles and the CZs? Here we go, just building up once more.
Kiev watches wide side of the smoke as they continue to approach. Legia will be the leader. The hard charge. Tabson's going to go solo this time. Now drop 9,000 to jump in. Bolts is ready. Bolts goes undetected. 5-2, almost to third on a 5-7. But Tabson makes his way in from the E-box from drop. And bomb down, they have the advantage. Lucas with the deagle only to work with no kits. KNG down, rifle gone. The comeback might in fact be complete from the German side, even if they needed extra rounds from 12-3 down. Lucas will walk in, it's all up to him, and they're ready for it. They'll spot him out as he goes around the corner. Everyone faces. Whoa!
No
Lucky
way.
shot to find Tabson as he re-peeks back out. AWP has to back off from Keith. If he finds a shot on Godby, don't rule him out. Ooh. He's got it as well. He's only got 12 HP, but he's lost track of where Keith is. The shot, he's on it. Keith, why is he not peeking? Goes for the knife. Oh my goodness! You talk about config, BM. Take that and stick it. He throws it back in Immortal's face. A risky play, but Big are magnificent in map 1.
I'm not a fan of the decision of the knife match, but it works. Just about 12-3 down. The Big fans are loving it. They've got their own section here.